Greetings, RC model geeks, and here we are in the shed yet again for part 4 of the Sarik Hobbies DH-1 or DHC-1 Chipmunk build. So yesterday we did one half of the elevator. We really put some effort in. What? Anyway, that is done, so we can put that to one side. So it's the same again today. We've got to build the other one. Hopefully that'll be a bit quicker because we've got the parts ready to go and we know what we're doing. So it shouldn't take too long to put that together, and hopefully we'll finish the rest of this horizontal stabilizer as well. Now, been reading the comments. Some of you are getting slightly confused as to what this is. This is not a kit. It is what they call a plan pack or a short kit, and basically this comes about because originally, back in the day, if you wanted to build a plane, you built it from a plan. You bought the plan. From that plan you made all the parts, which is why on this plan it has basically drawings of every single part, all the ribs and stuff like that, because you would have traced that onto your wood and cut it out. Now, some people couldn't handle that, so they then decided, well, why don't we make what they call, a plan pack, which is basically the hard bits done for you. So anything that's a complicated shape, like formers, ribs and things like that, are cut out for you. And this is what this is, basically. That's why there's no hardware, and if you just buy the laser cut pack, there's none of what they call the strip wood. Strip wood is basically the bare sheets of wood, that you'd use for like cladding certain parts or whatever. So yeah, this is not a kit, and that is why you've got to do some of the work. So yeah, don't criticise it because it ain't a kit. It's not a kit. If it was a kit, you'd probably pay £300 for it. Instead of something that's a lot cheaper. The benefits of a plan, of course, are that you can choose the quality of the wood that you're going to be using. And sometimes that can work out cheaper than actually buying a kit, depending on where you buy the wood from. Anyway, right, so I'm going to get on with this other elevator half, like that, there. Stick all the bits on, see how far we can get. It would be nice to finish this tailplane off completely today. See how it goes, see if we get any interruptions and things like that. So I'm not going to show you too much of the detail of putting this elevator together. We've already done one. I don't want to repeat myself. What I really want to show you when I do something, if there's a technique I've not shown before, then I'll show it, but I'm not going to show it 5 times. So yeah, I'm just going to get on with this, get this one out of the way, and then we can focus on the horizontal stabilizer part of this. Okay, we're nipping along today. There is the first side of the second elevator done. So it's just the underside now to do. So I'm going to get on with that. And there's those seagulls again. Right, onwards and upwards. So there it is. There is the second elevator half all done. Lovely jubbly. So we can put them to one side for now. Obviously they'll be sanded and shaped up later, once we've got a few other bits made. So the next thing is this horizontal stab part. Now that is made up of this long bit here, which sits there like that, and then we have all of the ribs mounted off that. And there's all the ribs. Now, if you remember, yesterday I'd sanded each rib with its correct angle. I don't know whether you can see that in there, but each tip has got the correct angle for this front piece of wood. So that is good. The only thing we've got to make before we can start putting this together is this leading edge, which is made of 1/4 square according to the drawing here. It says 1/4 square, but it's tapered like that, yeah. So we've got to do a little bit of sanding on that leading edge before we can glue it on, really. So I've got to lay my hands on some 1/4 square. We might cut it off of the stock that we've got, or if I've got a bit of 1/4 laying around, then we will use that. I'll have to look in my coffin box, which is where all of the scrap pieces of wood go to die. So I'll have a look in there and see what I can find. But we're pretty close, you know. We should finish that that horizontal stab today. Right, big yawn. So this afternoon I have made that. Yeah. The way I built it, it's not easy to build over the plan because it's all curved, you know. What I did was put the horizontal stabilizer spar, the main spar, this bit, flat on the bench, and then using a right angle, well, I marked off the positions of all the ribs, and then using a right angle I basically glued the ribs on in the right place, made sure they're all at 90 degrees. Once I did that, I made up the leading edge, and the leading edge has got like a triangle piece in it here. So I made up that whole front leading edge as one piece over the plan, and then basically I just glued that leading edge onto all the ribs. Bonk. You know, using the old modeller's eye to make sure that everything was straight as it glued off. And because I'm using the old Everbuild super glue GP, you know, it glows off instantly and we can sort of move along. Anyway, after that I needed to get my leading edge to the right shape, and that is the right shape. Whether or not it will show up in the camera very well, but yeah, you've got to get a nice taper following the rib shape, because you're then cladding over the top of this with balsa, so you can't have it raised or whatever, because you know the balsa won't sit down flat. So I've spent probably, I don't know, last hour he says, yawning again, sanding it down, and I'm still not there. I've still got high bits. You know, you need nice transition from the rib to this leading edge. So yeah, that is what I'm doing at the moment. It's just basically very slowly and gently sanding away like that, just working away at that leading edge to get that transition nice. And then once I've done that, we can think about doing some other bits to it, but until we get that good, we can't really move on a lot. So crikey, I'm going to carry on sanding. It's a labour of love doing this sanding like this. You can't rush it, you've got to be careful, otherwise you'll start taking away bits of rib and stuff like that as you're sanding, which of course you don't want to do. So it's just a slow, methodical, backwards and forwards, working on the wood, slowly bringing its thickness down so that it follows the shape. So anyway, I'm going to get on and do a bit more of that. I mean, you know, if I get it far enough on, then we'll put the hinges in and then do the sheeting today. But it's now 4:30, and I can't go on forever, so we just have to see how far we get. Okay, we're getting there slowly. I've got half of the elevator hinged, which is good. So I've just added 2 blocks, one there and one there, to take the hinges. So just the other side to do, and then we can clad this horizontal stab in wood. So I'm going to try and get this done today, so I'm going to put a late one in. Well, how are we doing for time? It's 5:30 now, so hopefully within the next hour this will be finished. Fingers crossed. So I'm going to get on with that. Right, been fairly busy. So hinges are all in there, that's all sorted, and then I made the holes in the tail plane for the hinges, and then put the blocks in, etc, etc, and then oh yeah, I've sheeted one side with its nice overhang there. So yeah, now this sheet is made up of 2 bits, so basically one sheet along, and then the bit you cut off down here ends up just on the front there. So that is all good. So all I've got to do is sheet the other side. So I'm going to get on with that now. And now we're doing, it's 7 o'clock. So we're nearly there. We're nearly there. We will get this bit sheeted, and then, you know, it's wrapped up, isn't it? So I'm going to get on with that, and then I'll come back to you. Right. There it is. That is pretty much a finished tail plane. Oh yeah, pretty good. So what can I tell you? What can I tell you? Yeah, nothing major really. I mean, the thing is, you know, when you finish this, yeah, tape in the elevator halves, because you know what'll happen, otherwise you'll bust this sticking out edge off. I've done it already on the vertical fin and the rudder. I've taped them together so I don't damage that overhang. So I suggest before you put it to one side to do the same. So let's have a quick look at the drawing. If we can remove some of this rubbish, and we'll see if there's anything of note on the drawing to tell you about. Right. Major thing of note on this drawing here for when you're building the sailplane. Don't know how well it will show up, but down the centre here it's got a line. That line isn't two halves of balsa sheet. That's not a cut line. That is just showing the centre line of the tailplane. Yeah, the tailplane is actually covered in one full length. As you can see here, there is no cut in the centre. If you put a cut in the centre, you're going to weaken the tailplane. Yeah, it wants to be one full long sheet all the way across. Yeah, and that is it. Oh, too much super glue today. Yeah, other things that you shouldn't forget. You shouldn't forget there's 2 bits of wood under the centre of this tailplane. There's a bit up here at the front to strengthen up those leading edges. There. And there's another bit that goes across here, just in front of this hole. That square there is a hole, and the hole will be for the fin post. This will go straight through that hole there, basically. I've actually marked it on mine because that piece of wood that runs across there lines up with the edge of the hole, and I have actually put a mark there. That line there is where that edge is, right there. So I'll cut that out later, but I know where that bit of wood is underneath. And that's it. So don't forget, go and visit Sarik Hobbies, and if you do buy something, please mention that you saw them on RC Model Geeks. And we will see you all in the next video, hopefully tomorrow, where we will be building something else. Well, I think it's the fuselage, isn't it? We're on to the fuselage, and then we'll leave the wings till to last. Yeah, probably the fuselage tomorrow. So there you go. Like, comment, and subscribe. And as I've said before, you know, a lot of you watch the videos but aren't subscribers. And the more subscribers we have, the more we can do. So hit that subscribe button. And also, if you hit the bell button, you will also get notified when I put a new video up. So don't forget, make sure you click on the bell. See you all tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you for watching Captain Rob's RC Model Geeks. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to click that like button. If you want to see more of the same type of videos, don't forget you can subscribe. If you want to support us, you can use PayPal, paypal.me/RC Model Geeks. If you want to contact us, you can email us rcmodelgeeks@gmail.com. We look forward to seeing you in the next video.